Assalamualaikum. Okay, today we're going to learn about new topic, reactivity series of metal. This topic belongs to big chapter further reaction 2. Alright, so learning outcome, I hope at the end of this lesson you should be able to first, construct the reactivity series of metal based on reaction of metal towards oxygen and write word equation. Number 2, you should be able to determine the position of carbon and hydrogen in the reactivity series. Alright, so first, constructing reactivity series of metal. So what is reactivity series of metal? Okay, so this is the reactivity series of metal. In this series we have a list of metal that is arranged based on reactivity series. Okay, let's look at the definition. Reactivity series of metal is a list of metals arranged according to their reactivity towards oxygen. Maksudnya, reactivity series of metal ni adalah senarai logam yang disusun berdasarkan kereaktifan, berdasarkan reactivity towards oxygen. Okay, the most reactive metal is placed at the top. The most reactive metal is placed at the top, berada di atas, and the least reactive metal at the bottom in the series arrangement. Maksudnya yang berada di paling atas adalah metals yang paling reaktif, most reactive. While metals yang berada di bawah, okay, at the bottom kita panggil the least reactive metals. Metals that are more reactive towards oxygen will react more vigorously with oxygen. Maksudnya metal yang sangat reaktif terhadap oksigen akan bertindak balas dengan sangat cepat dengan oksigen. Okey. Sekarang ni kita nak tengok apakah yang dimaksudkan dengan reaktif, apakah yang dimaksudkan dengan unreactive. Okey, some metals are very unreactive ataupun least reactive. Unreactive tu maksudnya tidak reaktif. This means they do not easily take part in chemicals reaction. Maksudnya logam tu dia susah. They not easily take part in chemicals reaction. For examples, we have platinum. Platinum is at the bottom, kat bawah. Okay, so platinum does not react with oxygen in the air, even if it is heated in a Bunsen burner flame. Maksudnya platinum ni adalah sejenis logam. Dia tidak bertindak balas dengan oksigen. Tidak bertindak balas dengan oksigen di dalam udara. Kalau kita panas sekalipun menggunakan Bunsen burner, dia tidak bertindak balas juga. Okey, samalah juga dengan gold, silver. Gold ni emas. Emas dan silver selalunya kita gunakan untuk buat perhiasan. Kenapa dia boleh digunakan sebagai perhiasan? Sebab sifat dia yang tidak reaktif dengan udara, dengan oksigen. Okay, alright. Now we move to reactive. Some metals are very reactive. Okay, remember reactive metals, okay, is placed at the top, berada di atas. They easily take part in chemical reactions to make new substances. Example, magnesium. Magnesium is placed at the top. Dia antara logam yang berada di atas. Okay, so magnesium is very reactive. It ignites immediately when heated and burn with a brilliant white flame. Maksudnya magnesium ni sangat reaktif. Apabila kita bakar dia, kita panaskan dia, dia sangat mudah, dia sangat cepat terbakar. Okey, dan dia menghasilkan nyalaan api yang berwarna putih. Alright, so this is the picture of the reaction between magnesium and oxygen. So magnesium burns very quickly, very fast, brightly, and more vigorous. The color of the flame produced is brilliant white flame. Okay, and very bright. Okay, so this is considered magnesium is reactive metal. Okay, then we compare with copper. As we know, copper is placed at the bottom. So when we heat the copper metal, it only glows dimly and slowly. Maksudnya dia hanyalah berbara sahaja, dan dia mengambil masa yang lama untuk terbakar, tidak macam magnesium. Okay, so this is the demonstration video, the reaction between magnesium with oxygen. So ini adalah magnesium metal. So this magnesium metal is heated with flame. Ni ada nyalaan api ni. So dia menghasilkan nyalaan yang sangat cepat. And the color is very bright. Okay, so that's why we say that the reaction is very quickly, very fast, and produce very bright flame and more vigorous. Okay, next video. So this is the video about the reaction between copper with oxygen in the air. Okay, so this is copper metal. When we heat using a Bunsen burner, dia tidak menghasilkan nyalaan yang cepat seperti magnesium yang kita tengok dalam video sebentar tadi. Okay, it takes a longer time, okay, to burn, and as you can see, the color of the flame produced is green. Okay. So, tengok, masih lagi proses pembakaran tu berlaku. Okay. So, after 5 minutes of heating, okay, the copper metal turns black. Okay, ini bermaksud copper oxide telah pun terhasil. Copper oxide terhasil daripada copper bertindak balas dengan oksigen jadi copper oxide. So we can see that the reaction between copper with oxygen in the air, copper glows dimly and slowly. Okay. The reactivity series of metal can be constructed by studying the reactivity of reaction between metals and oxygen. Okey, maksudnya the reactivity series of metal ni kita sendiri yang boleh construct dia, kita sendiri yang boleh susun dia by studying the reactivity of reaction between metals and oxygen. Mana kata kita boleh buat eksperimen tu di dalam makmal. Okay, eksperimen to investigate the reaction between metals and oxygen. Let's say we have several examples of metals. Okay, we have iron, we have copper, we have lead, we have magnesium and aluminium. So, which metal is most reactive? Anda katalah you tak hafal siri kereaktifan yang tadi tu kan, yang ni anda kata you tak hafal lah. Okey, ataupun tak ada lagi series ni. Okey, macam mana you nak tentukan? Macam mana you nak tentukan sama ada siapa yang lagi reaktif, siapa yang kurang reaktif. So these are the question yang kita nak selesaikan dengan membuat eksperimen. Soalan dia adalah kita nak tahu which metal is most reactive. Antara metal-metal ni semua, siapa yang paling reaktif? Okay, which metal is least reactive? Antara metal ni semua, siapa yang paling kurang reaktif? And then based on the reaction with the oxygen, can you arrange metals according to its reactivity? Boleh tak kita susun metals tu mengikut reactivity dia? Okay, so in this diagram, okay, is a setup experiment if you want to investigate the reaction between metals and oxygen. So this is boiling tube. In this boiling tube, we have metal powder. Let's say metal yang pertama sekali yang kita nak uji dia adalah iron. So kita letaklah iron powder di dalam ni. Okay, so iron powder will react with oxygen. Oxygen tu datangnya daripada potassium manganate crystal. Potassium manganate crystal ni, when we heat this potassium manganate crystal, it will release oxygen. Okey, maksudnya kita bekalkan oksigen tu kepada metal. Kita tak ambil oksigen. Kalau kita guna oksigen in the air, tidak mencukupi untuk eksperimen ini dijalankan. So the function of potassium manganate crystal is to provide oxygen so that the metals can react with the oxygen when it is heated. So let's say kita ada iron, kita letaklah kat sini, so kita panaskan dan dia akan, potassium manganate ni pun perlu dipanaskan untuk menghasilkan oxygen. So the iron powder and the oxygen will react together. And then we observe lah what will happen, what is the color, how fast the reaction. Okay, and then we replace the metal powder with copper. Okay, we repeat the same experiment, same procedure. Copper powder is placed dekat dalam porcelain plate ni, and then kita reactkan dia dengan oxygen. And then after that we replace dengan lead, magnesium, and lastly aluminium. Okay, and then we observe dan kita record data lah. Okay, so let's say this is the observation, this is the result. So when we heat the metals, okay, let's say we have magnesium, observation dia, magnesium ni burns very quickly and brightly. Aluminium pula burns quickly and brightly. Dia tak sama macam magnesium. Magnesium lagi cepat, yang ni cepat. Okay, zinc burns slowly. Iron glow saja, dia berbara sahaja dengan nyalaan yang sangat berbara dengan nyalaan yang terang. Lead glow dimly dengan malap. Okay, so relationship dia based on this experiment, the more reactive metals, the more vigorous reaction towards oxygen. Maksudnya the more vigorous reaction towards oxygen, okay, the more reactive the metal. So macam kat sini magnesium lah. Magnesium adalah metal yang sangat reaktif. Sebab apa? Dia very vigorous dia punya reaction. Macam mana kita nak tahu vigorous? Kita tengoklah observation dia. kita letak je dekat api, dia bertindak balas je dengan oksigen, dia terus burns very quickly and brightly, followed by aluminium, zinc, iron and lead. Okay, my question, can you arrange all the metals above from the least reactive to the most reactive? Boleh tak you susun semua metal-metal ni daripada kurang reaktif ke paling reaktif? So yang kurang reaktif, yang paling tidak reaktif lah adalah lead, followed by iron, zinc, aluminium and magnesium. Magnesium adalah yang paling reaktif. So itulah caranya kalau kita nak construct reactivity series of metals. Kita kena buatlah eksperimen metals bertindak balas dengan oksigen. Okay, next. Okay, complete the word equation for the reaction of metal with oxygen. So yang ini sangat mudah. Okay, magnesium react dengan oksigen, kita akan dapat magnesium oxide. Okay, magnesium oxide. Aluminium react dengan oksigen akan dapat aluminium oxide. Zinc react dengan oksigen akan dapat zinc oxide. Iron react dengan oksigen, iron oxide. Lead react dengan oksigen akan dapat lead oxide. Okay, so you boleh buatlah word equation ni dalam buku nota masing-masing.